Alright, so welcome to my little tutorial show and tell about using Flight Assist in Elite Dangerous. This is the end of the session. I spent about an hour, I guess you could say, farming a resource extraction site. And you're going to see here about how much money I made after about 60 to 70 minutes. It was 634,000 credits, or whatever the hell you call them. I don't know anymore. We're gonna get to the footage here in just a minute. This isn't going to be like other tutorials where someone like takes you out and you fly around and outside of a space station or something. It's going to be actual, like, the real fights that I was in, even though they're against NPCs. This isn't a PvP thing, mainly because I've never actually met anyone in Elite Dangerous, so I've never been able to actually fight anyone. So yeah, the first one here, we're just going to see me using this tactic. So basically the idea behind the tactic is when you start fighting someone, the first thing you do is you start looping each other, right? And they get behind you, and you get in this infinite loop where they can never really get a target on you. They can never shoot you, but you can't shoot them, and it's really kind of irritating. So turning off Flight Assist is a way for you to break out of that loop and get your guns back on top of them. So we're going to see it here pretty soon. I'm just sort of taking the G's. Now you're going to notice I'm doing a lot of energy management, engines and systems. And whenever I start getting into the loop, I always beef up my engines so that I can try to beat them with maneuverability. Even though here you can see that I don't have my throttle in the right position, because sometimes you forget in the heat of the moment. But so yeah, you always, whenever you get into one of those loops, you want to put your engines up.
Flight assist on.
Alright, there we go. And so we kind of get our guns on the person, and that's basically what you do, essentially. There's nothing really special about it. We're gonna, when we get to another one, we'll talk specifically about some other details. Because like you see, I've got this kind of radar system there, and I've got like a little triangle in the center that represents my ship, and then from that there's two lines going out in either direction that makes another triangle. That's my my field of view. And when you're trying to use Flight Assist, when you're turning off Flight Assist to get out of a loop, where you want the target to be is actually directly behind you, so that when you do the maneuver and come around, the target actually is right in the center of that field of view, like where it is right now. That's where you want them to end up, if you can. Sometimes you can't make it that way, but that's okay. So here we go into another loop. I'm trying to get on the target, but because of their speed, I can't. So I try to use Flight Assist to get them in front of me again. So this is another way you can use turning off Flight Assist. To get them. You see how she's right there, but I can't because she's going faster than me, and my maneuverability isn't good. So I turn it off for a second just to get them up right in front of me, and that's the basic idea of turning off Flight Assist.
Target shields online.
And like again, you kind of see like right there for that moment, I kind of forgot to add more pips to weapons. I'm still have too much on engine. Sometimes I forget. That's the two keys to dogfighting are your energy management and your ability to just execute some very basic maneuvers, like turning off Flight Assist to get out of a loop. I mean, that's basically it. Here, this one's taking a little bit long because I'm doing it mostly one-on-one. Everyone else is kind of occupied. All of the system authority is occupied, so I'm pretty much just the one going after. And then there we go, she popped. So we'll switch to the next scenario. Now this one was taking on, it was a 2-on-1 situation with two eagles. No, not or something like that, right? I had just taken on his partner, I killed him, and this one had been shooting at me. That's why my shields are a little bit low, and why my hull is down. So there I am. I do the maneuver for Flight Assist, and then I release chaff to get him off me a little bit so I can have some time to maneuver. I eventually did get him down to like 8% before he got into super cruise and bugged out, but I got his friend, so I was happy about that. It was was a decent enough bounty. Alright, so now we're going to look in another situation. Hopefully I can say something specifically about the moment, because talking and I'm watching the footage is a little bit small on my screen right now. I tried to record as I was playing, and it was just a whole lot harder to say meaningful things when you're sort of in the shit. So again, you see like that energy management. The minute I get into that loop, I put more pips into engine so that I can have better maneuverability. And then I get back on them, and then pips back into weapons, grinding down his shields basically. I have gimbaled weapons because I'm actually pretty shitty at keeping the reticle directly on the target. It's something to do with my controller. I don't know what it is. It's a pretty good strafing run there. And you'll notice I use like my lasers and my guns all at the same time. I'm just always trying to keep as much damage on them as possible. So you see where the target is right behind me, and I'm going to try to get him as much. Now he's shooting me, so I'm a little bit stressed here. But I want to get him right behind me before I try to do the flight assist goes off when he's right behind me, and boom, right in front. It's pretty much a straightforward maneuver. Now he's kind of out of way, so this is where I do another thing that I like to call a boost rush. I'm sure other people do it. And there you go, I just hit the boost and I just, grind on him as much as possible. He popped right after that, so I just didn't keep it. I got rid of a couple of footages. There was a couple of really good kills with boost rushes where by the time I got to him, they popped right in front of me. It was kind of very epic sci-fi stuff. So this is a Viper. We're kind of evenly matched. He's master level. He's pretty good. You notice I waited for him to be stuck on those two asteroids, so he couldn't really get away from me except to go up, which is a lot easier for me to have like a nice strafing run to get rid of his shields. So I've kind of worn down his shields there. So, of course, we're kind of, I'm getting back onto him, trying to get back onto him, but you see that he's, maneuvering around. He can't really get to me, he can't really shoot at me because we're kind of dancing around each other. Now he starts shooting at me, and I get around, and boom, I just take him head on at this point because my shields were better than him. I forgot to add into my weapons, but you see me doing some energy management there, getting into some shields so I can keep my shields up because he's already down 60% into his hull. So I know I'm going to win this shooting match with him because my shields haven't been run down yet. And he just tanks at that point with lasers and multi-cannons on him. He's gone, popped. That was actually one of my favorite ones because I was kind of evenly matched, and I came on that guy and worked some strategy. I mean, I'm always adding in, usually I put in the sub-target to put it on the power plant just to make sure that I bring him down quick. What's this guy about here? I mean, I think I might have had a little bit. I mean, it's just a sidewinder, but they can sometimes give you a little bit of a headache because they're pretty good ships. I'm just trying to grind away his shields. Now he's down in the hull. And for a minute there, I had forgotten to do my put pips into weapons. There we go. Now I'm back into engines, trying to get around them.
Flight assist.
Now flight assist back on because he's in my field of view, and I can start shooting him. I mean, when you've got somebody in there, they're going down, I don't always, I don't make too much out of there. He goes with the shield. I don't make too much effort to be evasive. I could have deployed some chaff here, but I didn't need to because
target shields offline.
I think some other people came in to help at this point. System authority, so that was about it for him. And he pops in there. I got my promotion to competence, so that was kind of nice. I guess that's pretty much the end of the video there. So the basic idea for flight assist is when you get into a loop with somebody, or when you need to flip around, somebody's behind you, you just try to get the target right behind you, directly behind you, and then you turn off flight assist as you're basically pulling up, so you sort of, not yaw, what is it, pitch. You pitch up. You pitch up, max, put all your pips into engines, so make sure that you have enough energy going into engines, and then you turn off flight assist. You don't have to do it very long, so you turn off flight assist. I don't suggest that you have a hold flight assist. I suggest that you set it to toggle it off, get it around until you until right when they're about to enter into view. Don't keep it on until they enter view, right? So you just want to give it a little bit and then toggle flight assist back on and finish. You just need a little bit to get around. You don't have to leave it on. I think that was one of the early mistakes that I made too much, is I left flight assist off too long, and then I would just end up all crazy mated. So, yep, that's basically it. My kind of first tutorial example for Elite Dangerous, turning off flight assist in a dogfight.